Okay, so today I've decided to bring this video to us from a park. So I'm just sitting in the middle of a park. It's a bit rainy, so you can see I'm wearing all this hood on my head to just protect me from the rain. So what's the message today in our Pearls of Wisdom? Jeffido's Pearls of Wisdom. It's about getting involved in society. I like to call it integrate into your society. And what do I mean by that? I find that especially for us Black people who are now beginning to come out of our original settings, our countries of origin and all we've always known, we've developed a culture, we've become who we are, and so we're so used to our ways of doing things. And then what happens is we're now being forced out due to situations in our various countries, the political issues happening in various parts of the world, and especially for us Africans, who again it's not, I will not blame anyone in particular, apart obviously from the political class, but we now live in these countries where the leaders don't understand what it means to lead. For them, it's about getting greedy, getting selfish, just their own personal interest. Nobody else's interest matters. And so you find that basic infrastructure in a country does not exist. Amenities don't exist. And if you're somebody like me who's really into travel and tourism, you find that all the necessary attractions and things that should make a country attractive for people to visit do not exist in most of these African countries, of course, apart from nature. Like something that nature put there, nobody can really go there and take it away. So nature put that there. But the man-made infrastructure that then attracts people to come to that country, for example, a transport service in a country like UK, where transport service is one of the greatest things you can find here. Every city has got a train station, has got bus services, has got all of those. And you find in most African countries that doesn't exist. You have to own a car in order to be able to move around. And so you want people to visit those countries. How are they going to move around? So let me not deviate. It's not about what's happening in those countries right now. It's about the fact that we have taken ourselves out of those environments and we are now living in a different environment. And this is why I'm talking about integrate. You find that our people have this habit of staying stuck together. I lived in London for a long time, and it was always our own. But I'm naturally one of those people that really just blend with people. It's just one of those things that makes me who I am. I'm very friendly, very interactive, very relaxed around other people. I have no anxiety. I have none of those things that other people complain about. So I naturally have this habit of mixing with people and getting to know other people. But I find that our people generally don't do that. We have major issues coming out of our shells, and I know it's a cultural thing. I know our culture, we're so used to our culture, we're so used to our way of doing things that we don't think we want to know what other people do. But this is why today's message is coming to you from my Pearls of Wisdom. You have to integrate with other people. You have to relate to other people. You need to get to know these people. Any community where you find yourself in, you really have to understand the ways those people do their thing. How do they do it? Why do they do it that way? Why is it different from the one you know? And how can you learn from these people? You know, when you learn from people who are different from you don't lose, you actually gain more, because you learned their ways and you add it to yours. So now you have two ways of doing things. So if it's not the way you've always done it, now there's a different way of doing it. And it's so important that you begin to take that on board. Begin to allow yourself to learn new things. This is so important, because growth does not come from you just staying stuck together. Growth does not come from you sticking to what you've always known. Growth comes from you adding new things to what you know. And the more you can integrate, interrelate, interconnect, with other people, the bigger and better you become. So I'm really hoping this message will cut across to so many people, because I see this firsthand. I've seen it so much. I came to England long ago, and I lived in London, had enough of London, moved on to Essex, another part of England, and I've experienced that way of doing things. Well, it wasn't to my taste. I wasn't really pleased with it. But yeah, I've experienced it. I stayed there for almost 10 years. And then I've now moved to the northern part of England, which I have found out is completely different from the way it was in the southeast. Completely different. It connects with me in a way, because people in the north are very friendly, very welcoming, very interactive, very open. If you want to know them, they are open for you. So it's made me see this country in so many different lights. So if I wasn't that kind of person who's, curious enough and interactive enough, I would still be stuck in London. And you find that lots of people get stuck in London because this is where our people are. Here is so safe. They just want to stay stuck to safe haven. You have to be curious enough. You have to be experimental enough. You have to be interactive enough. You have to be, willing to see what life is like in other places. And I say to people, if you carried yourself, for example, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from Zimbabwe, what's wrong with also moving around in that new country that you find yourself in? Why do you want to stay stuck in one place? Is this habit of staying stuck to each other? And when we do that, we don't learn anything new. So that's a big message today. Please go out there, interact, make new friends, learn new cultures, learn new ways of doing things. Add it to yours. You find you'll be a bigger person for that. So I'm hoping this has shared some, message across to someone out there, has shed some light. I mean, this particular topic is one of my favorite. And if you want to know more, if you're struggling with being, trusting enough, where you're wondering if you are going to be able to, interact with other places in this country, please reach out to me. I'll work with you. I'll guide you. I'll share my experiences with you. And I'll tell you the benefits that will come out of this. So I hope to see you in the next video. And please remember to like this video, share it with your friends, and make comments. You're welcome. Let's chat. Let's be friends. Okay, see you in the next video, and God bless you always. Bye-bye.